This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script. Because it's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel on this Monday afternoon. One night removed from WWE Money in the Bank 2017. We're going to go over everything of importance that happened last night in St. Louis. And we're going to go over a few things that came out of Money in the Bank, as always, right here the following day after a big pay-per-view. There's a few things that did happen after the fact. Kevin Owens reportedly injured. We're going to go over that. The women now in WWE, I don't know what it's going to turn into. There's a lot of split right now with the way fans are interpreting this and people just trying to give their take on what happened with the women's Money in the Bank. I know I gave my opinion on it. I don't care regardless. I just hate illogical WWE booking. We're going to go over all of that today. Plus, Rusev sounded off following Money in the Bank. What did he have to say? And this morning, Seth Rollins announced that he is on the cover of WWE 2K18. Daniel Bryan with his own announcement as well, saying that there will be a big Summerslam announcement on Tuesday to follow up what WWE is going to do on Monday Night Raw tonight with Roman Reigns. There's a lot to get into, guys, so we're going to go over all that, plus Money in the Bank talk right here on the channel this afternoon. I want to thank everybody, first and foremost, for checking out the review last night. If you did miss it, it's live on the channel right now. WWE Money in the Bank 2017 review, results, and reactions live right now on the channel. We are over 1,300 likes. We're over 20,000 views already, not even 12 hours removed from the event. So thank you guys so much for your continued love and support on that. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Leave a thumbs up and show some support for the official Money in the Bank review and results video. Off the Script, part 1 and 2, live on the channel right now. We go over the rumored, and I stress that word heavily, rumored storyline between Bayley and Corey Graves that's going to be starting on Monday Night Raw this summer. We talk about that, and I give my opinion on all of that. Also, we go over Money in the Bank, as always, as we were leading on into the pay-per-view, the future of American Alpha, and the future of Rusev on Smackdown Live. Make sure you guys go and check that out. I also did do an NXT review this week. Make sure you guys go and check that out. I did not, and I'm probably not going to do a Lucha Underground review for last week. We'll pick it up again next week, or this coming week, rather. I've just been under the weather. I really don't feel good, not in the mindset. I didn't even watch Lucha Underground this past week. I got it on DVR. I still have to go back and watch it. We'll discuss it on Wednesday or Thursday when that video goes up this week for Lucha Underground Episode 3 following the mid-season finale. So we'll talk about that. And I did review the Okada and Omega Dominion 2017 60-minute classic that they did. If you guys missed that or you want my opinion on that, that's all live on the channel right now. Make sure you all go check that out on the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below with the bell for your notifications so you guys know when I upload. You guys know the deal. Best way to support the podcast is through Patreon. $3 or more gets you extra audio content from me. We're doing Off the Script, and we're going retro with Off the Script, man. We got 2 episodes in. We did the 1992 Royal Rumble, and we did WrestleMania 8. Both podcasts are getting rave reviews from everybody that listened to them, man. So make sure you guys go and pledge $3 or more if you guys want to hear that via the Patreon page. You can also, if you don't want to pledge to the Patreon page and you want even more additional wrestling content on top of what you hear from me, it's also available on IRWNetwork.com. So the only place you guys can listen to Off the Script Retro is through IRWNetwork.com and Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support. Even if you don't want to pledge to get the podcast, as little as $1 a month goes a long way to support what we are doing here with Off the Script and the wrestling content on this channel. So thank you all so very much for all of that. Audible is offering all new listeners, and I stress this word, all new listeners of Off the Script, 30 days free to try their service out with one free audiobook of your choice. Make sure you guys go and check that out, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys get 30 days free to try their service, and they're going to give you, just for listening today and every single day, 30 days free plus one free audiobook of your choice. Over 180,000 books to choose from, a lot of which are wrestling related. If you don't care for the wrestling related content, you guys can get anything you want because it's compatible with iPhone and Android devices. And if you guys want to cancel within the 30 days, you still get to keep your audiobook for free. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Great way to support the show. You sign up, there's a little kickback to the podcast, and you're supporting the show in the very best way that you can during this YouTube ad bullshit that is still lingering on. So thank you to everybody that has signed up. And if you're new, please go ahead and sign up if you enjoy what you're listening to, because you're going to support the podcast directly. And finally, we got barbershopwindow.com for your official merchandise. I got 9 different t-shirt designs on there, man. All fucking great designs, great quality, and they come directly from Barbershop Window, which is affiliated and owned by Pro Wrestling Tees. We are partnered with both Pro Wrestling Tees and Barbershop Window. If you guys want to go check that out, $19.99, no matter where you are in this world, you're going to get your t-shirts, man. They ship worldwide. barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Thank you guys so much for all of that and your love and support for this very cause and the channel, man. What did we learn from Money in the Bank 2017 last night? It was a very split show, very 50-50 show. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I know I would give it a thumbs down. If I was to choose one or the other, I would give it a thumbs down. There's a lot on that show that I did not like. There's a lot on that show that did not make sense. And I'm not going to sit here and just play up to the fact that WWE is giving you entertainment. And I'm not going to play up to the fucking people who constantly berate me. It's entertainment. Enjoy it for what it is. No, you fucking sit your ass down, shut the fuck up, and you listen to what I have to say, because it's not entertainment, because they're not entertaining me. They're not entertaining me with what they're doing. They're making me and you and their performers look like a bunch of fucking retards. I don't need to be entertained. If it's not entertaining, I'm going to call them out on their bullshit. Take off the fucking rose-colored glasses and see this product for what it is. Right now, it is utter garbage. Okay? Money in the Bank is supposed to be one of the big 5 pay-per-views. Last night, they did not live up to the hype, and they did not live up to the historical significance of what Money in the Bank is. It was a Smackdown on a Sunday night. Just like Raw does their pay-per-views, which is a Raw on a Sunday night. This was not, if you measure this up to everything else that Money in the Bank was the last couple of years, nowhere close to what they should be doing with Money in the Bank. You know? I don't give a shit if it's furthering storyline. I don't give a shit if it's going to cause a women's revolt with the women in the WWE. I don't care. There's a lot of there's a lot of wrong that happened last night. And some of you still don't see it. And we're going to talk about it again. We're going to go over what we learned, and we're going to go over some news and rumors that came out of the pay-per-view last night. First, I want to go over this because this is making the rounds right now, and this could be significant because he is the United States Champion. Kevin Owens potentially injured during Money in the Bank last night during the 6-man ladder match. Kevin Owens was unsuccessful in his claim to win the Money in the Bank contract. The ladder match was won instead by my choice, someone who I've been going with since the end of 2016, Baron Corbin is Mr. Money in the Bank. He earned himself a guaranteed WWE Championship opportunity whenever he wants. Kevin Owens took several big bumps during the ladder match. One, which was a back body drop. I don't know if it was from Styles or Zayn. A back body drop, I believe it was from Zayn, where his lower back just completely demolished the ladder. It it wasn't even directly on the ladder. It was like on the tip of the ladder, which probably hurt even more so with that jagged edge just going right into his back. And then AJ Styles did a Death Valley driver on the ladder to Kevin Owens, where the ladder was propped up on the announce table and the ring apron. And that had to hurt. That took him out of the match completely. He tried to get back into the match when Nakamura grabbed the ladder and tried to drag it into the ring before his confrontation with AJ Styles, but to no avail. Kevin Owens was taken out of the match. Those two moves pretty much did Kevin Owens in. Now, according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, after the event, Meltzer and Brian Alvarez noted that Kevin Owens was helped to the back after the match with an apparent leg injury. Meltzer wasn't able to hear back from his sources when he reached out about the injury. Fans in attendance noted that Owens had to be helped to the back when the cameras were off. So take this with a grain of salt. We're going to have to see. As always, it's nothing but a rumor right now. He did take some major bumps. I don't doubt for a second that Kevin Owens is not hurt. I do very much believe that he is hurt. So he might be getting the night off on Tuesday. We don't know if he really is hurt, but we're going to have to wait and see. One tweet that was sent out from someone in attendance, at Original Zanman, said, on a sad note, I hope Fight Owens fight is all right. Couldn't walk out without help after the match. We need the face of America at 100%. Hashtag money in the bank. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Kevin Owens. I do hope that he is okay, and I do hope that nothing comes of the United States Championship where it has to be vacated due to a serious injury. Kevin Owens hopefully is okay, and we get him for a major spot at SummerSlam. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. News and rumors coming out about Daniel Bryan making his return. It was officially announced on SmackDown Live, for SmackDown Live rather, at Money in the Bank. We know Roman Reigns is going to be set to make a major announcement tonight, which I am predicting Braun Strowman's return tonight to interrupt Roman's big announcement. It can only be one of two things. It's either Braun Strowman interferes and we get a match at Great Balls of Fire for that, between those two, and pick up where we left off before Braun Strowman was hurt. The winner of that then goes on to fight Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But we don't know what's going to happen at SummerSlam because this Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar thing is really gaining steam, and a lot of people are very interested in this right now. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. But Roman Reigns is set to make a major announcement for SummerSlam this week on Raw. It was announced by WWE last week and has been hyped up throughout the week, with many fans speculating on what it could be. Now, it appears that another big announcement is going to be made on SmackDown Live concerning SummerSlam. Daniel Bryan's coming back, and he missed the last several weeks due to his wife giving birth. According to F4W Online, Bryan's return is supposed to include him making a major SummerSlam announcement. It is noted that WWE wants to make SummerSlam into a huge show this year and are looking to build anticipation early. This could be SmackDown's response to whatever Roman Reigns announces on Raw. Bryan will also have his hands full on SmackDown Live, as he did tweet his displeasure with the controversial finish to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So I don't know what his announcement could be for SummerSlam. I'm not even going to try and guess. I'm just going to watch and enjoy on Tuesday. As far as what the women have planned, we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I gave my opinion on that last night with the pay-per-view review. You know, Carmella winning the ladder match, well, not really winning it. James Ellsworth, a man, won a historic first ever Money in the Bank women's ladder match. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I did give my opinion on that last night during the pay-per-view review. We'll go over again briefly today in this videos. But Daniel Bryan going to make a major announcement. I'm not even going to guess what it could be, but WWE wants to get you excited for SummerSlam. Right now, they're on autopilot. And they know they're on autopilot. I even tweeted out this morning, WWE has given some of the worst television they have given all year following WrestleMania. They're on autopilot. They don't give a shit about any of these upcoming pay-per-views. They're booking them week in and week out. You know, the plans aren't really concrete. They don't have any significant long-term plans. All they have in mind right now is SummerSlam. But that doesn't give them the right or the fact that they should be booking shit television just to get to SummerSlam and make that a big deal. You know, the reason why SummerSlam is so important is because of the build leading up to SummerSlam. All of what we're seeing now on both shows is going to have a direct impact on SummerSlam. So why not at least put some fucking effort and passion into what you're giving us now, so that SummerSlam even feels more important, you know? But WWE, of course, we know, they're going to book SummerSlam 2 or 3 weeks out. They're going to piece a fucking card together. And they're going to build SummerSlam based on the fact that it is SummerSlam. That's not the way you do it. You know? They're going to hype up major announcements. They're going to probably have a major return with some part-timer, either Triple H, Goldberg, Kurt Angle, whatever the case may be. That's how they're going to build SummerSlam. Instead of building SummerSlam through their weekly television with some of the most talented fucking wrestlers you'll find on any fucking planet. That's how they're going to do it. That's what pisses me off as a fan. But you guys don't seem to realize that. Oh, WWE is entertainment. They're doing what they can. Why you got to be so critical? Because the shows suck. That's why I got to be critical. If you watch week in and week out, there's no way you can honestly look at me with a straight face and tell me, yeah, they're doing good. They're not. Nothing is entertaining. Nothing is good. You watch Monday Night Raw and you see a fucking idiot in a bear costume teaming with the Intercontinental Champion. Give me a fucking break. You like seeing that shit on your television? You're happy to be a pro wrestling fan when you see that shit? No, to me, it's unbearable. No pun intended. Fuck out of here. Anyway, Daniel Bryan making a major announcement on SmackDown Live. What it could be, I don't know. If I hear anything, I will either tweet it out or I will make a video about it this week on the channel. Rusev was trolling fans during the ladder match last night to close Money in the Bank. And Rusev has not been seen on WWE television since he reportedly wanted a championship match at this very pay-per-view. He was then seen at a Nashville Predators game and given no reason as why he didn't show up on SmackDown Live after saying, listen, I'm not coming back unless I get what I want. But I predict we will see Rusev on Tuesday night. He is cleared to return from his injury. A popular theory heading into Money in the Bank was that he would appear on the show in some way, possibly with the ladder match, but that did not come to fruition. Rusev did his part in teasing an appearance. He did a little bit of trolling on his social media account via Twitter last night during the main event. Rusev tweeted during the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, teasing a run-in. Okay, he says, I had enough of this. He also tweeted at 10:30 p.m., here we go. And then, of course, he tweeted out something that was a complete troll. Rusev was tweeting about Destiny and raiding in Destiny. Man, this Destiny game and the raids are hard. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. You know, I really don't know. His wife is fucking having her debut championship match. He's not in the ladder match, and he's over here fucking fighting Crota. There you go, Rusev. Priorities are really straight with Rusev there. So, Rusev will be on SmackDown Live. To me, my prediction, he will be on SmackDown Live this coming Tuesday. And the more talent that SmackDown gets, the better, man. Rusev is an untapped talent with massive potential. Hopefully SmackDown treats him right going forward. Seth Rollins announced this morning he's on the cover of WWE 2K18. The cover looks great. I don't give a shit. The trailer was fucking phenomenal. Again, I don't give a shit. But I got to give credit where credit is due. They definitely know. 2K Games definitely knows how to get hype. But you can't rely on all hype, okay? Rollins appeared on ESPN Sports Center on Monday morning to make a big announcement. It was heavily speculated that Seth would be announcing that he's on the cover of WWE 2K18, and that is what it was. This is exactly what happened as Rollins announced that he would be on the cover of this year's game. Fans got a glimpse of the cover and the release of the game. If you go to WWE Games Twitter, at WWE Games. Anyone watching at ESPN, at SportsCenter this morning, hashtag WWE 2K18, and they tagged Rollins in it. The cover of the game looks great. The trailer was great, but it's all about gameplay. Enough selling everybody on hype. You know, the cover has absolutely nothing to do with how the game plays. Show me improvements, and then I will critique. If you're showing me a cover and if you're showing me a fucking well-done trailer, I don't give a shit. We've seen it year in and year out with every fucking title. Stop stealing people's money and stop trying to fucking manipulate people into buying your game early with the pre-orders with this bullshit without showing us core gameplay improvements and what you're doing to change the game and making it better from last year. Enough of this shit. Enough of this shit. I want to feature it on my channel, but I can't do that if the game is dead after 3 months. So, Seth Rollins is announced on the cover. You guys can go check it at WWE Games on their Twitter if you guys want to go see it. Again, nothing of importance here. It's just that they're creating hype, and we're finally getting on that hype train like we do every year heading into Summerslam for the new WWE game for Xbox One, Xbox One X, or PS4, whatever. Hopefully it's not on PS3 and Xbox 360 because that takes away from them making improvements to the game. We don't need to be on last gen. We're on current gen right now. Those consoles are fucking cutting production. No reason why people have to continue to develop for those systems. Move on and give me some improvements for your game this year instead of creating nothing but hype. That's all I got to say about that. Any more news on WWE 2K18, I will definitely report it right here on the channel. Now let's actually get into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and the important things or the lack of important things or the illogical things that happened during last night's show. The women of WWE are not happy about James Ellsworthless winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. The women of Smackdown Live competed in the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The match ended in controversy after James Ellsworth stole a victory from every woman in the match and then awarded Carmella the briefcase. So, a historically significant Money in the Bank women's ladder match, the first time ever, and a man wins it. Great booking there, WWE. Instead of relying on Carmella winning the fucking match and making her into a fucking superstar, to me, it took away from the overall victory that was supposed to be Carmella's. It makes her look weak. Yeah, it creates intrigue. Yeah, it creates a storyline. What are they going to do next? For all I know, they better have something good planned. Do you rely on WWE to give you something good planned after this planned ending? No. Many fans were pissed off that WWE booked a man to take away the women's big moment. It appears as if some of the female talent were not too thrilled either. I don't know whether this is all seriousness or if this is all kayfabe. I don't fucking know. Some of the women took to the social media accounts to respond. Natty, I grew up in this business. I gave my life to this business. I'm not letting some non-chin freak take my Money in the Bank opportunity away. Charlotte tweeted, I didn't come to SmackDown Live to play games. I'm here to be the best and represent a brand. Ellsworth is a joke, and so is that win. Tamina, isn't it wild that Ellsworth wins the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match? How does that work? Sasha Banks said, yes, sis. Pretty much quoting Tamina. Becky says, if Ellsworth wants to compete in the SmackDown Live women's division, he can step through the ropes anytime. I'll be happy to break his arm. Bayley, as if she has any fucking credence here. Get the fuck off my tweet, motherfucker. Bayley tweets, Ellsworth just stole an opportunity not only from SmackDown Live women's roster, but from the entire women's division. Nothing you say holds any value, Bayley. Please go play with your Barbie dolls. Nia Jax tweets, don't want to take anything away from Carmella, but in the first ever women Money in the Bank ladder match, a man takes down the briefcase. So we will talk about that. Clearly, this is all storyline. We will talk about that when we get there. I didn't like it, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit, but Money in the Bank seen Zack Ryder return. The Hype Bros make their return as a potential babyface threat to the tag team division. They beat the Colognes. Zack Ryder looked good. Hype Ryder for the win. Mojo Rawley, to me, never going anywhere on his own. I just don't see it. He's got a very, very small ceiling. His ceiling is raised significantly with Zack Ryder. So to me, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley are better as a team than on their own, especially Mojo. So the best thing that happened to Mojo Rawley is not winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It's not being in a match with Jinder Mahal and beating him before he won the WWE Championship. It's the fact that Zack Ryder now has returned to aid in Mojo Rawley's WWE career. If you don't believe that, I don't know what else to fucking tell you. They're a good team together. Give them a shot. I enjoy them together. Much better than if they are separate. So that's just me. The Money in the Bank ladder match for the women. Yes, history was made. They made a big deal about history being made for the women. It's, you know, the first ever of its kind. First ever this. First ever that. The match went 12 minutes. They did very well with the ladders. Nobody really got hurt. They didn't risk any injury with the women. They did the best that they could with the ladders. And being in that type of environment. You know, with all 5 of those women never having been in a ladder match at all, ever. It was very, very good. The ending is what took people by surprise. Okay? Now, first off, I didn't say Ellsworth was going to help Carmella win the Money in the Bank by taking the fucking briefcase off the clamp. I never said such things, so people already quoting me saying that I said that, fuck off. I didn't say anything like that. I said Ellsworth was probably going to aid Carmella in winning. We all thought Carmella was going to win, or at least some of us did, by actually her grabbing the briefcase on her own. Ellsworth was probably going to help aid in that by doing something to one of the other women, by grabbing somebody off the ladder, you know? And I even said, quote for quote, I can see Carmella winning the Money in the Bank and Ellsworth being her lackey, carrying it around week after week after week. That's exactly what I said. I didn't say Ellsworth was going to help her win by grabbing the fucking briefcase. A historically significant match for the women, and a man wins it. Instead of giving that moment to Carmella, you know, and having her do it herself and legit building her up, no. They want to make a fucking mockery of not only the history-making moment, but for a ladder match that is supposed to feature all women. Nobody seems to grasp at that concept, okay? And then Carmella wins the Money in the Bank. Carmella wins the Money in the Bank. Daniel Bryan makes an announcement that he's going to address this controversy first thing on SmackDown Live on Tuesday. Okay. So, Carmella knows this. She knows there's an incoming announcement. So, if I'm Carmella, and I mentioned this yesterday, why not go cash in Money in the Bank? They're going to try to take this away from me. They're going to try and strip me of my briefcase, right? So, why not cash in the fucking briefcase so they can't take it from you and win the championship against Naomi? That's what I would have did. I don't know about you guys. I know if my GM and commissioner are thwarting a plan to take this away from me when one official made it official, I'm going to fucking try and get rid of it the fastest I can. You know? Rob the bank. You rob the bank, hide the fucking evidence. In this case, rob the bank and get rid of the fucking evidence. You know? Cash it in. That's what I would have did. History was made, but WWE made a mockery and downright made it illogical. They made history illogical. Good match, but they pretty much made it pathetic, and they embarrassed the moment in which it should have been history. Instead of Ellsworth standing on top of the ladder, showcasing that briefcase, it should have been one of the women. I don't give a shit if they have storylines made from this. I don't give a shit where they go from this. WWE has given you no faith in them to create a controversial storyline and invest your time in it. You know? It's not going to take one fucking angle on a pay-per-view to make you watch the show. You're going to watch it and you're going to fucking think the same thing you did on Sunday night. You know? Yeah, we're all going to watch the show. We're all going to watch the show regardless. It doesn't fucking matter what happened on the show. It could be the worst pay-per-view ever. We're going to watch the show on Tuesday night because we're getting closer to SummerSlam. But the fact that they made a big deal about history being made and they pissed all over history, historical significance for the women, having a man win it, I don't like that, man. I don't like it at all. And the fact that Carmella didn't cash it in after that type of announcement was made not only by Bryan, but Shane McMahon too, makes Carmella look like a fucking dumbass if you ask me. Moving on with the Money in the Bank, we're going to get away from that. We all know Ellsworth did that with the women. Fans were pissed about it. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction following Tuesday. It's going to be a big follow-up for the women's division on Tuesday. But again, like I said, I don't have any faith in WWE to give us a new storyline that is worth our time. The Usos, speaking of storylines, something that started last night and that will definitely continue building on into SummerSlam. The New Day versus the Usos. That feud is far from over. The Usos defended their tag team titles at Money in the Bank against the New Day. This was the first pay-per-view match for the New Day in several months due to Kofi Kingston being injured. Very, very good match. Probably the second best match on the show. Definitely the second best match on the show outside the men's Money in the Bank. The Usos got themselves counted out, giving the New Day a win. As a result, the Usos retained their title. Looks like this feud will continue on, and I made a prediction last night during the review. New Day will capture the tag team championships in Brooklyn at SummerSlam, defeating the Usos. That's my take on that. Very, very good tag team match. The Usos are fucking great at what they're doing right now, man. They are a legit team. The look, the music, the fucking intensity, the attitude, it's working for them, man. This is the best change possible for the Usos, and I'm loving it. And, you know, we kind of should have expected that type of ending because there wasn't going to be a title change. There wasn't going to be a title change. You don't want to job the New Day out in their first match back. So looking back on it, the count-out does kind of make sense. As long as the Usos don't look weak. As long as they give us a reason as to why they did what they did. So hopefully they have a concrete reason on Tuesday as to why they just took the titles and ran and did not want to finish the match legit with the New Day. Lana didn't care for it at all. Her in-ring debut. Not going to say it was a fucking disaster because it really wasn't. She was decent in the ring. If I'm comparing her to Eva Marie, it's unfair. Okay? She does have some Eva Marie tendencies. But Eva Marie couldn't do what Lana did last night. Lana was okay in the ring. She's rough around the edges. She's still very green. I don't know how WWE or what WWE wants to do with Lana going forward. But the one thing that angered me was that she got a championship match in her first match back, and it really doesn't make any sense. Okay? So, Lana, not bad, not good, but it was passable. That's all I'm going to say about that. There's a new power couple on SmackDown Live. The debut of Mike and Maria Kanellis. Formerly Mike Bennett. Obviously, Maria, his wife. He has taken her last name. SmackDown definitely could have used a new power couple with the absence of Miz and Maurice. Miz and Maurice doing their thing on Monday Night Raw. Miz, Intercontinental Champion. Maurice, a very vital part of Miz's success. But definitely, and we all have that feeling that Miz was SmackDown for several months, man. Miz made SmackDown must-see. With his interactions with not only Daniel Bryan and John Cena, but his overall transformation into something big. Made SmackDown must-see, man. He came into his own for sure. Better than any time in his career on SmackDown Live. They took him away from that and put him on Monday Night Raw. To me, The Miz is still The Miz, but not as much as he was on SmackDown Live. You know, he's doing his thing on Raw, but he was better fit for SmackDown Live. Now that The Miz and Maurice were taken away from SmackDown Live, we got a new power couple in Mike and Maria Kanellis. They made an interesting debut with hearts all along the aisleway, looking like I mentioned last night, the love connection. I don't know what their gimmick is going to be. I hope it's not too cringy. I really hope there's some long-term goal here for what they're doing on SmackDown Live. But they made their debut, kissing on the entrance ramp. Not many people know what the hell is going on or who they are. Clearly, if you watch WWE in the past, you know who Maria is. Mike Bennett is going to have to get himself affiliated with the WWE audience, which is kind of surprising and interesting that they didn't put him in NXT right away, and they're debuting him on SmackDown Live. Not many people have the honor of saying that. So hopefully he takes this opportunity and he turns it into something big. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Will they have that Miz-Maurice dynamic? Only time will tell. I am willing to give this a shot. From what I've seen in TNA of Mike Bennett, I know he's got the capability of being a great in-ring hand. Maria, you know, she's going to be great for the women's division. Hopefully things can really spark SmackDown Live in that aspect where Miz and Maurice now are no longer there. We can find that spark in both Bennett and Maria Kanellis, man. I'm very interested to see what they do, and I'm definitely willing to give it a chance. Remember, Bennett changed his name. He is taking Maria's last name, Mike Kanellis. Mike and Maria Kanellis. So I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. He is no longer going by the name of Mike Bennett on WWE television. The legends that were in the WWE Championship match played a vital part in the conclusion of that match, which in turn made Randy Orton look like a fucking retard. The Singh brothers obviously got caught in the match again. RKO to Jinder Mahal. Foot on the rope. The Singh brothers take Mahal's foot, place it on the rope, referee sees it. Okay? Now, I made a mention of it last night that Randy Orton pretty much manipulated the referee to not disqualify Jinder Mahal, but instead to throw out the Singh brothers and send them to the back. You know, Dean Ambrose did the same thing, right? I didn't make mention of it on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Okay? Everybody's calling me out for that. But I was thinking it. I might have not said it, but I'm thinking it. You know? I don't necessarily need to say something in order for it to make sense. You know, hopefully a lot of you picked up on that, and I don't need to fucking sit here and baby you. You know, I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it now. You know, the fact that it was no DQ, I didn't like to begin with. You know, it should have been an Extreme Rules match. It should have been something along that line to fit into the theme of the pay-per-view. You know, I don't like Maurice, you know, interjecting herself in the match every time to help The Miz win. It's not in the rule book where a heel has to win by outside interference every fucking time, you know? In the end, they don't look as credible as they should be. You know, he can win the championship by taking a victory to win the championship, but that doesn't mean every victory after that needs to be outside interference or cheat to win. I don't like that. And the same thing is happening with Jinder Mahal. Yeah, he's a fucking heel. But don't you think Jinder Mahal would look better in the eyes of the fans and credible to the fans if he actually won a match on his own without the fucking Singh brothers? Same thing with The Miz. You know? It plays into the overall heel character that everybody's thinking of. Oh, he's a heel. He's going to cheat to win. It's going to get heel heat. Fans are going to hate him. But it doesn't have to happen every time. Give these guys some fucking credibility. Let them win on their own. There's a reason why they're holding the 2 biggest championships in the company. You know? Meaning that they are capable of winning. Have them be capable of winning, but on their own. It's not in the rule book where every fucking champion has to cheat to, or every heel champion, I should say, has to cheat to fucking win. The Legends were in attendance, and they played a vital part in this match, in turn making Randy Orton look like a fucking retard. Jinder Mahal is still the WWE champion. St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown, loses, made to look like a fucking idiot in the process. The Singh brothers were kicked out. On their way to the back, they went right back to the ringside area and took Randy Orton's father by the suit jacket, by the throat. They started imitating, or they started, instigating. And they started talking shit to him. All the other legends got up. If I was Ric Flair, and he's putting their hands on their friend, why didn't he punch them? Why didn't he say something? Why didn't he get involved? They all stood there like, oh, look at this. They got up and they did absolutely nothing. There was no confrontation from anybody. The Singh brothers just took a hold of Randy Orton's father, and Bob Orton didn't do a goddamn thing. He didn't spit in their face. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't try to push back. They all waited for Randy Orton to come over there and pretty much take his attention away from Jinder Mahal. After he did the RKO, Jinder Mahal was just waiting in the ring for all of this nonsense to go away. Randy Orton took his eye off the ball, destroyed the Singh brothers by putting them through tables on the outside. He eventually got back in the ring, took his mind off the WWE Championship, completely forgot that Jinder Mahal was in the match. From behind, he gets put in the Colossus, Jinder Mahal's finishing move, and then loses the match. So Randy Orton's done. Randy Orton is done. I'm done seeing this feud. Move on. Randy Orton does not deserve another championship match. Twice now he lost to Jinder Mahal. Twice in the same way. If you're going to make the Singh brothers more important than your WWE Championship victory, I'm going to give Jinder Mahal a good old-fashioned ass-kicking in front of my friends and family in my hometown. Yeah, some ass-kicking there, Randy Orton. You took your eye off what was most important and what you made most important. And Jinder Mahal made you look like a fucking retard. And WWE Creative made you look like a fucking retard as well. I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. Still WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal. What I said is going to happen, Mahal will be confronted by John Cena on July 4th. I think John Cena is going to win the WWE Championship for a 17th time, or 17 world title reigns, and I think Baron Corbin's going to cash in Money in the Bank, and he's going to be the new WWE Champion following SummerSlam. That's what I think is going to happen. Don't quote me on that. I'm just making a bold prediction, but that's what I see happening. Similar finish to the WWE Championship match as well. Everything you've seen at Money in the Bank, the same exact thing happened to Backlash. There was not one thing different. But people are giving it 3 stars, 3.5 stars. For what? We've seen the same match at Backlash. There's no difference. Absolutely no difference. Shinsuke Nakamura. Clearly the guy's a superstar on SmackDown Live. He was taken out prior to the Money in the Bank match. He was taken out of the match for the majority of that ladder match. Only to come back and attack Corbin near the end. Now, I've been one about saying this. Nakamura needs to have a more restricted role on television. They got to scale him back. He's been featured too much. Nakamura needs to be featured the same way. No, well, not the same way, but in a same vein that a Brock Lesnar is featured. You know, twice a month. Not every week. We didn't see Nakamura every week on NXT. We should not see Nakamura every week on SmackDown Live. Nakamura is not going to help for ratings. Okay? Nakamura is not going to be the reason people tune into SmackDown. Treat him like an important star. He is a rock star. Treat him as such. He was taken out by Baron Corbin. Camera shot over the back. Referees helped him to the back. I didn't mind that because it made Baron Corbin look fucking hungry. That's the main thing I took away from that. Yeah, I love seeing Nakamura. Yeah, I love hearing the music. Yeah, I love seeing the crowd sing along to the theme song. But it made Baron Corbin all that much more vicious, taking out someone who is the odds-on favorite to win this thing. And that made Baron Corbin not only look great, but it made him look smart. And I like how Baron Corbin was made to look like not only a superstar, but a hungry man who wants nothing more than to win that Money in the Bank briefcase. That's what I took away from that. And that's what I did not mind. Speaking of the Money in the Bank, we got a tease for AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for a future match. Whether it happens at SummerSlam, I hope not, or WrestleMania. WWE is teasing that these two megastars are going to go at it one-on-one. It needs to happen at WrestleMania. It needs to be for the WWE Championship. No questions asked. That was the best part of the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men in that main event. Nakamura and Styles. After Nakamura took out Baron Corbin and got in the ring and gave him a Kinshasa. AJ Styles got back in. We got the two stars staring each other down, about to climb the ladder. They moved the ladder out of the way. You want to do this? Let's do it. They threw fists. They threw elbows. Nakamura threw some kicks. Styles got a mini phenomenal forearm on Shinsuke Nakamura. So they went at it, and it was a tease. They planted the seeds for a future match, which was fucking fantastic, and the crowd loved every fucking minute of it. You know, Styles and Nakamura, yeah, you know, everybody knows who they are, but they're not on the scale of a Brock Lesnar or a John Cena or a Roman Reigns or a Randy Orton. But the crowd was fucking hyped, and they made it into a big fucking deal. It needs to happen, it's gonna happen, and it needs to happen at WrestleMania. And by that, Nakamura and AJ Styles went at it. They eventually climbed the ladder together after their pull-apart brawl. Baron Corbin took advantage of it, and he wins Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin, the quintessential #1 perfect candidate to win this year's Money in the Bank because it not only plays up to his gimmick, he's a heel, he's the lone wolf, and he's hungry, but he's done whatever he can to make sure that people need to look at him. People are now going to look at him, and they're going to look at Baron Corbin eventually. Within this calendar year, they're going to look at Baron Corbin, and they're going to see not only Mr. Money in the Bank, but they're going to see Mr. WWE Champion. Baron Corbin is your Money in the Bank, and there could be no better winner than Baron Corbin. I predicted it since the late last year, December. I predicted it going into the Royal Rumble. Baron Corbin is going to win Money in the Bank, and he's going to be the WWE Champion by the end of 2017. Mark my words. And we're on that track. Believe me. Baron Corbin's Mr. Money in the Bank, and like I said, the perfect man won, and it's going to catapult him into not only a WWE Champion, but a huge heel and superstar on Smackdown Live. Congratulations to Baron Corbin. That is everything we learned from last night. Hope you enjoyed the extra news and rumors right here on the channel. I am JD. It's fucking hot as balls. Humid as fuck. I'm going to try and cool off. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and I will see you all later tonight for Monday Night Raw. I'll talk to you guys later. Make it a great Monday, man.